Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Top of the Bottom podcast. We're back with another special guest. This one is a close friend of mine. And if you guys have ever wondered who takes those beautiful BTS photos on our Instagram page, if you follow us, this is her. This is our photographer, Amy Nguyen. Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Hello, how are you? I'm Amy Nguyen, and I'm an astrologer. My business is called CosmicReikiElements.
How well did I get your name?
Pretty good. I would rate it a 7 out of 10.
Nice. Not the first time I've heard that last name before, too.
Isn't it like one of the most like common last
Vietnamese names? Yeah. It's Vietnamese, isn't it?
It
is. No, I'd watched a video with a YouTuber named Professor Dave, and he had a physicist on named Ted Nguyen, right? Nguyen. Mm-hmm. And that was like, oh, that's how you pronounce Amy's last name.
Well, technically, it's like if you want to pronounce it correctly, in my experience, most people have a hard time. So I'm just like, you don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
Just go Nguyen or Nguyen. But it's like the way it's supposed to be pronounced is Nguyen.
Nguyen.
But Nguyen, I don't care. I don't care. Just you did great.
Well, I'm gonna make that effort for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Amy Nguyen.
There we go.
Yeah, was that good? How was that? Okay,
perfect. So, Amy, you said you're an astrologer, mm-hmm. And you're a photographer for us, mm-hmm. as well. But I would like to know how did you come to becoming an astrologer? Like, I'm sure there was a lot of things that you could have been growing up. What attracted you the most to astrology?
Okay, so growing up, I would read my horoscope. You know, I'm a Capricorn, and I would see all these things, and it never related to me. And now that I'm a professional astrologer, I understand why. But it was in 2016. I was about to move to Massachusetts, and I went to go visit my cousin Angie. And she opened up a book for me, and she read my moon sign. So instead of my sun sign, it was my moon sign. So like you have a sign for every planet in the solar system, and I'm a moon in Aries. So when she read that, I felt so seen. I was like, oh my gosh, I never connected with anything like that. And like I've felt seen by like a few people, but this was the first time I experienced feeling seen from something that wasn't a person. And after that, I bought that book, and it was just game over. After that, I was obsessed. I would be up all night, like breaking down my chart, and I was like, this is incredible. Like it doesn't make sense why they know this, and I don't really need to know why, but it's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was like what interested you, and so that made you want to learn more and like do it professionally.
Yeah, because that point with my cousin is when I learned that astrology is not just your sun sign. But yeah, well, no, I didn't know I wanted to do it professionally probably until 2018. Mm-hmm. You know, I was always, because of the knowledge that I had acquired because of my own study, my friends started asking me to do their charts, read their charts and whatnot. And then there was such a demand for it that eventually I was just like, well, why don't I just like open up a little like Instagram business and see, where this takes me? Because it's like everybody wants this information, but they want it for free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the time.
And how's your business going on Instagram?
It's going pretty well. I am at a point right now where I have realized that like I knew it, but I also didn't know it. But it's like I self-sabotaged a lot. I didn't burn the whole thing to the ground, but I found that when I was given the opportunity to grow, it felt so big. It felt bigger than me. And I knew that I could go in, I could make mistakes, and I could learn from it. But I got scared, honestly. I got scared. I eventually would make those leaps, but I would take a really long time. But right now, I'm in a position where I'm just like, okay, well, it's still here, though. Like, I built this business. It's all mine. No one can take it away from me. And, like, luckily, I've built it in a way where it's like, okay, I can get off track, and I can always come back. And so right now I'm redefining like the values and the core foundation of like the business, and I'm excited.
Great, awesome.
I think a lot of people kind of brush off astrology in a general sense, but you do it professionally. I guess my question is, how does one become a professional astrologer? Like, how do you separate yourself from people who do it for fun and people who do it seriously?
Honestly, most of the time. So as a professional astrologer, I think people are very surprised when they talk to me. And I'd be like, because they'll be like, oh, this person said this and this and this and that. And I'm just like, don't listen to them. I was like, they don't know what they're talking about. I would never judge a person by their sign. That is very ignorant of me. It's giving me a bad reputation. It's like the tip of the iceberg. And unless I actually fully break down your chart, I don't know you. So they don't know what they're talking about. So the next time someone does that, tell them to go talk to your astrologer. And wait, what was that? You said, how do you
separate like people who do it for fun? Like this is a great example. You said this person told them whatever, but you're just like, they're not a professional.
They're not.
How would you separate as a professional from the people who do it for fun?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know if the people that are doing it for fun know that they're doing it for fun or know that they're not doing it correctly. But I would just say that. So like your horoscope. So if you go look at your horoscope right now, you're going to look up your sun sign. So what you're actually supposed to be looking into is your rising sign, which can't be acquired. You can't figure out your rising sign unless you know the time of your birth. And that's the part that's actually going to relate to you the most. So I would always tell people, go read your sun sign and then read your rising sign. Most of the time, the rising sign is going to be the correct one. So I would say like that is the way to do it, like professionally, at least like a step forward. Because everything that I feel most, I would say that 95% of the people that come to me with what they've experienced, I would say that's not real astrology, that's pop astrology. It's pop culture astrology. It's just what gets people like in talking.
Yeah, and another thing, I like that you mentioned that there is a type of people who look at horoscopes really intensely, right? But they judge other people off their signs. Like, I'm always on threads and I see a guy saying, this girl, we were dating for like a few weeks and then I told her what my sign was and she dumped me because I was that particular sign.
Yeah, you see, or like the first question might be, oh, what sign are you?
Yeah.
That's like the icebreaker. What sign are you? And, based on what it is, they'll be like, no, I've dealt with people like you before.
I'm dead. I'm sorry. That's funny because if you think about it, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't, like, look, I love astrology. I'm so passionate about it. But, like, if you listen to what you're saying, it's like, are you a professional, though? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, first of all, I always tell people when people ask me about compatibility, because that's what people tend to ask me about, I say they're all assholes. All 12 signs are assholes. I'm just like, they're all bad. And I'm like, you're supposed to be using astrology as a tool to study yourself, not judge other people. That's what I would say.
I had seen a woman saying that she wasn't going to give birth to any Capricorn men. Like, she was, I'm pregnant, and he's not gonna be a Capricorn. I know that. And then they're like, how are you not? I'm gonna get a C-section before the month comes up.
Before or hold it until after.
I don't blame her.
We need to stop producing Capricorn men. Everybody in the comments who knew about that, I was like, what are they even talking about? They're like, yes, no more Capricorn men.
Capricorn.
As a Capricorn woman, I love myself, but I would hate to have to deal with myself.
But are there like certain like aspects to each sign?
Yes, there's a lot of like core traits to each sign, and the way what's the term I'm looking for? There's like stories that have been there's stories that we know about the signs that can help you like understand the kind of character that each sign has. And also every sign has a planetary ruler. So Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is about your emotions. So understanding that second layer gives you more information. And yeah, there's just like a few like core traits, but honestly, what's so interesting, what people don't realize too, is that like if they read into their sun sign or whatever, they can be like, this is not me. And I'm like, it's the other side of the same coin. And a lot of times if I'm seeing like a lot of, like, let's say if I'm seeing a lot of energy in an aspect of a life and they're like, no, there's no focus on that life for me. Let's say it's like, let's say it would say that that you're like materialistic, but this person's not. And I'm like, but that's exactly why there is a focus on that in your life, because you're trying so hard to not be materialistic. So there is a focus on it on your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you brought up compatibility. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's a big thing in horoscopes. That's how people try to find their mates, as we're talking about not dating certain signs.
Right.
How often do your clients ask about their love life when they come to you? Or do they mostly come to you for their love life?
Okay, so paid clients, no. I would say no. I would say that most people that come to me and ask me questions will come to me about their love life. But paid clients are more serious. If they're gonna book that appointment and they're willing to pay the fee to get my wisdom, they have a lot of questions.
Really?
What are like some questions they ask that people don't really feel like would be based on the signs?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So in my field, and I knew it was going to be like this. People come to me for everything, and I knew like going into this is like what I built is like people are essentially like whether they're going to therapy or they're talking to friends, what they're doing is like they're coming to you for advice on a lot of things. Like, should I make this choice? What do I do here in life? Should I be with this man? Where am I going here, here, and there? So, wait, what was the question? I was like, yeah, yeah.
So if they ask you things that people wouldn't really think pertain to astrology.
Yes, they do, and that's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
And
they ask you about life-changing decisions.
Yes.
Definitely.
What's the most common one?
Probably, but maybe about career.
Career.
Yeah.
What about money?
Sometimes, yeah. But it's not really about making more money. It's just like, what's my path? What's my purpose? But I think like, okay, so the way I like, the reason why I love astrology is that I find that it's a great way to see, to understand yourself and accept yourself. So I've had clients come to me and they're, and they'll tell me, they're like, people always say that I'm like this and I'm like that. And I don't like it. I don't know how to change it, and and the way I've learned to study astrology, because I'm a humanistic astrologer, is to help people understand how to work within their nature to improve their nature. So it's validating for me to tell them like, well, this is in your chart. This is how you're supposed to be. This is like, it's important that you accept yourself for this. It's not a bad thing, but there's a way that we can like maneuver around it and not see it in such like a negative, like black and white way of like, this is bad and good.
That's awesome, helping people understand themselves. That's cool. That is a big responsibility because this can really change a person for sure, giving the wrong advice or answers and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm aware of that too.
That's cool.
When you give someone a reading and you give them their chart, their results, right? How often do you think they follow what you tell them once they leave your office and they take their results with them? Do you think they're like, all right, most of them I'm sure are receptive in the moment, but how committed do you think they are?
I think they're pretty committed, but I'm also not giving people advice about what to do. Most of the time, I'm just changing the perspective. If they're asking me, oh, should I break? Like I've had a person tell me, is this the man that I'm supposed to be with? Am I supposed to have a child with him? And I've told my friend, like I've told my client, like, oh, babe, I can't answer that. Like I cannot tell you that, and then. And this is when like, the empathetic side of me and just my personal experience in life comes into play. And I'll give them those like, and I'll just say, I think you already know the answer. But then because of just this, I tend to be a person of structure. So I'll just be like, you know what it is? I was just like, you said you need these kinds of changes. You're working on communication. I think it's important that you set a deadline for yourself, not necessarily for your partner, of knowing like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I need. If it's not improving or I don't get it by this time, I need to be real with myself that I'm either going to accept that I'm never going to have this from this person, and I'm either going to stay and be okay with that, or I'm going to leave and go find it elsewhere. And then I'll see certain parts of the chart and I'll be like, but you are meant to have a child. You are meant to have a family. But I don't know if it's with this person. At the end of the day, you have agency. And that's very important. If you ever go to an astrologer or a psychic that doesn't remind you that you have agency and that you have the choice to decide on what you want to do with your life, that's a red flag. I always want to make people feel like empowered.
How often do people mistake you for a psychic? How often do they say, oh, astrologers are psychics? I feel like that's a common misconception.
Do you do card readings?
Okay.
We saw two questions that are
okay.
We let her answer
get his first.
They mistake me for a psychic all the time. all the time. But the crazy thing though is that I've had so many experiences where I unintentionally like predicted stuff, and I was just like I remember I had one client that I said, oh, there's something going to go on with like your family and this is that with your close relationships. And they contacted me and they were like, oh, both of my parents just got cancer. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And they were like, yeah, I remember you saying it was going to get worse before it got better. And I remember thinking, how much worse can it get? And I'm just like, that's scary. That's scary for me, but I don't like, I'm not a person that predicts it. But yeah, people think that I can all the time.
Yeah. When people have told me, how much worse can I get? I like to shoot back with, it can always get worse. It can always get worse.
Don't challenge life like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, my question was, based on like my ignorance, because I don't know much about it. Psychics do like card readings too, right? And from what I understand, you do a sort of card reading also?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I do card reading for myself, but I don't. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in card readings. Tarot is
Tarot, yes.
Tarot is very complex. There's like I think 72 or 78 cards, and then there's a meaning for the reverse as well as the regular side, and there's also like a calling to it. And I've had readings many times, and it's just so beautiful the way people can like channel a message when looking at cards and trying to see like what is this trying to tell me so I can tell this person. I don't have that.
No.
But I do have that with my chart readings, but I don't do card readings.
Oh, okay. And well, I had another question because I was also reading a while back a bit on like astrology, and there's a separate thing that they call houses, isn't it? Yeah. What is that about? I don't know much about it.
I'm so glad you asked me that. Oh my gosh, this is a big thing in astrology. Houses are everything. Houses is where it's at. So you have your planetary placements. So you have a planet, you have a sign for every planet in the solar system, and that's going to life. What gets you like moving, how you present yourself to the world, how you communicate. Now the houses though, but you got 12 houses. So we have 12 signs, we have 12 houses. And the houses are, when you look at the houses, you can see where those placements fall in. And the houses are like, you can see it as like the stages in your life. There's the house of self, the house of money, the house of communication, the house of home. And so it shows you where that energy goes and like where it's like gonna play out in your life. And this is where I can see like kind of, this is where I read like patterns and where there's just going to be a big focus on my clients' lives, basically.
Oh, okay. And how does that work when you are telling somebody, they come with a question about, say, their relationship? How do you incorporate houses and their signs?
So to pull up your birth chart, I need your birth time, the exact birth time. And so basically when I pull up your chart, it's a circle. And then when you see the circle, it's 12 houses. So those are the houses. So the plant, like you'll see them in the houses. So that's how it gets incorporated. They get to, if they book a reading with me, I'm not going to break down every single house with them. I'll just break down like what's important. And then, but they do get to take a copy of like a chart that I've made that breaks down the chart, the houses for them. So they can understand that on their own time.
One of the things I've always, I observe a lot of things, and you and I always talk about observations. I feel like I often observe women being more interested in astrology than men are. Is that also represented in your clients?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because they're more open-minded.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's also true. Yeah. Would you say their questions for you are the same or different based on being a man or a woman?
Different. For sure.
Okay, what do women ask more about? I know or some of the examples you gave earlier were about childbearing with their lover at the time, right? Is that common from men as well? Do men ask that as well? Is that a concern of theirs?
You know what? Now that I think about it, pretty commonly pretty 100%, almost 100% of the time, they both, like, it's not that they're coming for something and they're like committed to this one question, but generally most of them are seeking love.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a uniting human feeling.
Yeah, and then there's career and like purpose. A lot of time, and then sometimes I tend to get people like they're at a like crossroads. They have to make a change. They don't know what to do. You know, they want to get some guidance essentially, and and it's a good step to get guidance from someone outside of your personal circle. You know, who you believe has like the wisdom to like share something with you that could impact the decision that you make, you know? But yeah, this.
What do you think that? What do you think makes them gravitate towards astrology, rather than seeking advice, say from like a therapist or something like that?
You know what? You know what I think it is? I think it's because it's just a one-time thing. I think that's one of the things, and then two, it's because it's it's like so heavily populated on online. It's just like pop culture astrology, so people are already like interested. They're like, what? How does it? It makes sense. Like, how does it know this about myself? Like, but people aren't like putting that much attention towards information about therapy. People are like less likely to go to therapy because they're afraid of what it says about them, and they don't. So at least with the idea, like I like to look at my consultations as, how do I say it? New age therapy. Because it's for sure like it's very much a lot like therapy, but I'm not a therapist. So in my position, I get to guide and say more and have more of an opinion, which I like.
Okay.
I also think it's because they think she's a psychic.
Yeah.
So they go, tell me the answers. It's like when you can get a test.
People
and
really do.
Yeah.
I got questions. I was like, I might have answers.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't need to fix anything. I just need the answers now. And I'm very rude. I forgot to mention or introduce our little friend here. We have a little dog. This is Amy's dog.
Hi, Mason. This is Mason. A little grouchy.
Oh.
Oh, it's okay, papas.
Got something to say? No, he didn't say
He
it.
said,
Big Mason.
he said.
I think so.
But yeah, this is Mason, the love of my life. Aw, he's 5 years old and he keeps me going. He's my baby, my emotional support animal.
What's Mason's sign?
Mason, Aries, and it's
He's an Aries.
So animals have signs too.
yes, I don't look into it too much, but he does act like an Aries, like not patient. He's fast, he's impulsive, he's fiery. As you can see, he growls. And, but he's cute.
Amy, I think you might have a new business avenue.
Animal
You're like, I do astrology for humans and animals. I don't judge.
Yeah, it's time to branch
People are gonna
out.
bring in their cockatoos with the giant mohawk hair. Are you afraid of any animals?
Animals?
Yeah.
Am I? I don't think so.
Someone brings a bird and you're not gonna be like,
No.
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 You have a cat too, right? Moo. That's right. Yeah.
Moo's the OG is what they call him. Moo's the OG because he's been around for what, 14, 15 years?
Oh, so he's older than Mason. A lot older. Wow, that's crazy. Because I'm no wonder he's so calm. Like when I went to your house, it's like super chill. Just,
People love his energy.
yeah.
So many people that have met him have been like, I don't like cats, but I like this one. I'm like, you know what? It is. There's something about him. He has an effect on people. He's just chill. He's zen. He just brings a grounded, wise energy to people that we like.
I also wonder if it's because he was able to smell the cats I have on me. Because I have younger cats, like my brother's cat Finn and the second cat Butterscotch. So I wonder if he could smell like, oh, this is a cat lover as well. So it's like more like positive energy.
Yeah, sometimes. Generally speaking, Moo is like I wouldn't say he loves everyone, but sometimes once in a while he doesn't like people. He doesn't like certain people, and I'm just like, hey, I don't know what it is, but I gotta respect it.
But now, I also want to mention that I think a lot. Careful. You probably won't bite Mama, huh? No, I think. Me?
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
oh.
okay.
Oh,
Okay, got you. It's my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
I also feel like a lot of times people conflate astrology with astronomy, and I want to know because I actually gave Amy an astronomy test because I was taking astronomy 101. She did really well.
Test.
In fact, she got a lot of the astronomy questions right that other people didn't. I gave her some that I thought might trip her up because I gave her the
I have to give you trick questions.
yeah, because I was like, she's an astrologer, so let's see if she knows all the constellations, right? All the constellation signs. I seen them do this to other astrologers. They always guess 12. She actually guessed the right 13. She knew it. She got
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually got it right. So I was like, Amy, no, you know how to separate the two, right? We were talking about it last time that they're totally different. Can you like talk about that a little bit, like the difference between, at least in your opinion, between astrology, how people perceive astrology, and how people interact with astronomy as well?
Okay, so astronomy is the study of the sky. So it's the study of like where certain planets and stars are, whereas astrology is the study of, how do I say it, the like philosophy of the effect that the planets and the stars have on us.
Mm-hmm.
So one is a study of a philosophy, and the one is a study of the
Material
actual,
things, right?
the material things, yeah.
Yeah.
So like astrology is the magical part, essentially.
And why do you think people conflate the two? Because they're both including the planets.
Just because it sounds similar and whatnot. Every time people ask me about astronomy, and I'm like, actually, astrology has nothing to do with anything I would know about astronomy. It's just about, like, astrology is just like, okay, this is a planet, and then this is the information that we've studied and taken over time in terms of the effects it has on the planet and the people. But in terms of, like, astronomy, and like, I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know anything about astronomy. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, because like we had this conversation before. I was like, I had seen that Jubilee Middle Ground show they have, and they had astrologers and astronomers on to talk about the two topics. And one of the astrologers was like, "Oh yeah, astrology and astronomy are basically the same thing." And the astronomers were like, "Okay, yeah." They don't want to be rude, right? They don't want to say, "Oh, I don't really think so." There's like, okay, in what sense? Like, can you explain astrology to me? I'm an astronomer. I don't know anything about astrology. I study the celestial bodies. Can you explain to me? And they would describe, like, the way you're describing, and they go, okay, well, astronomy, we kind of use math to calculate the orbits. And like, oh, well, there's math in astrology too. And the guy's like, okay.
That's ridiculous. I was like, no, it's not.
I think a lot of because they had two other astrologers there, they were kind of like nodding their heads like, yeah, they are the same. But no, when I had first asked Amy about that, when you were like, no, they're completely different. That's when I was like, Amy's like the real deal. Like, you're not trying to like conflate the two things.
Yeah.
You're like, they're complete. You respect the field separately. That's something that I can really appreciate from you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course.
Talking about planets, what does it mean, like, when they refer to retrograde?
Retrograde. So a retrograde is when it seems like a planet is going backwards. So the idea is that anything that you've experienced, you're now going to have to retrace your steps and like step back and think about what you experienced again, so that you can acquire essentially like the lesson, something that you experience. Like, let's say like something that you thought was already past you. But yeah, the idea is that if it looks like it's going in reverse, which is not, but it looks like it does, so that's when a retrograde occurs. It just means that we are, it's time to like reflect.
Oh, okay.
See, and I asked that question on the same quiz. She got that. No, many other people did not get that. They did not realize that retrograde is only a perception. It's not moving backwards.
The planet, which is so crazy. Like, the planet's not actually moving backwards. It just looks like it.
We're just going faster than it. So parallax makes it look like it's moving backwards, but it's just us. We're just moving so fast. And that's when I was like, she got this question. Other people did not get that question right.
Always question reality.
You're like, well, what's causing the planet to move backwards? And then you figure out it's not. It's just we're just moving faster than it. But no, yeah, I think that's kind of why I wanted you to answer it in particular. Like, I was trying to get a bunch of people to answer it, but I really wanted you to take that quiz because I wanted to see how much of, because there's my astronomer professor was kind of skeptical about astronomy, but he was just doing the regular science. He's like, oh, you see all the signs land on the same day perfectly, but when you look at the sun, it's not actually like that. Like, there's a different schedule as the way the sun lands randomly. And I see this same type of conflation online. People talk about retrograde actually moving backwards. And so I wanted to see, give these questions to you to see how you answer it, and you actually, like, were legit about it, So, that's something I really respect and appreciate, and I wanted to bring that here because I wanted to show the audience like you're legit.
I'm the
yeah. Because I think a lot of people don't take astrologers seriously because they do answer questions wrong. Like these astronomer questions, they answer them wrong, but so I want to show you're legit.
Yeah.
You're not just talking magic.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I take pride in what I do. I've always been a person that if I'm going to choose to do something, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do it right. And this is the first time when I discovered astrology, it was the first time I ever found a subject that I wanted to be learning without the structure of school or education, you know? Like I taught this to myself. Like I was obsessed. I love this stuff, you know? So I wanted to know everything I needed to know. I have like probably like almost 30 astrology books. I listen to different podcasts, you know, and I get different perspectives. You know, so yeah, it's just I don't half-ass anything. Thank you. So appreciate you.
No, of course. And I certainly learned something from you. I didn't realize there were books on astrology and different studies of astrology when you had your wish list. You know, it's like, wow, these are. I kind of thought it was just like a one-way kind of learning type of thing. You all learn one thing, and that's kind of. But there's
it's so complex. It's like very complex, and the way I study it too is like so I'm a humanistic astrologer, so I study it from a psychological approach. So I'm studying like human psychology essentially, but in correlation with astrology. So you can imagine how complex it gets.
And you went to college, right? So if you were to imagine there's like a degree you can get to become a professional astrologer, would you, if you were to put a prerequisite for that, would you add like psychology?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yes. That and some kind of counseling, some communication.
the family plan, as my professor called it. Yeah, he goes, because I'm taking art, and he's like, how come we don't have all the rest of the art classes? He goes, well, since we're a community college, we're not meant to give people degrees like in specific avenues, so we have to create a family plan to get you to your degree when you go to university rather than community college.
I see.
So I was like, that's gonna be your family plan. You're like, before you take this astrology, you gotta take these prerequisites first.
I like that though. I like that. It's like foundational. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just the core values that like you can't get past. Like you can't just jump into this part without understanding where it comes from and why you need to like understand these things. Does that make sense? I don't know.
You said like astrology is really philosophical. Is there a philosophical way you live about life? Is there something you apply to your life, a philosophy you live by? Maybe a quote you remind yourself of?
Yeah. I mean, I've been known, I feel like I've been toot my own horn. I've been known to have integrity. And then recently I've had certain experiences, you know, and I've asked my friends, like, you know, I experienced a lot of my day-to-day life, like just as a woman, being single and being very open to socializing with people and just building friendships or just being curious, you know, just giving people the opportunity to just like, you know, have a conversation with me. And I've asked my girlfriends and I'm just like, you know, am I too nice? Like, what's my issue? You know, like, cause obviously that I'm going to open myself up to, you know, a lot of stuff when you're not a woman that's as heavily guarded, but since I have a business and whatnot, you know, there's a reason why I'm open. And both of my girlfriends told me, no, Amy, you're fair. That's what it is. Like you give everyone a fair chance. And I think that's something I take a lot of pride in too. It's that I'm not going to automatically empathize with anyone just because I just met them. I mean, I will and I'll listen, but I always I always consider the other perspective and I'll share it with the person that's opening up to me as well so that they can get that, you know, then so they can open up to me, but now they have the opportunity to understand a different perspective as well. So I would say integrity, fairness, humility, I think is a big one. I definitely have humility and, I don't know, courage.
Yeah, you're fair in an unfair world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, around unfair people, and you know that's something I think we can really respect. I want to ask you really quick because I know you me and you. We have a lot of conversations. You're one of my favorite people to talk to. Because, like, our conversations are wide, varying. They could be funny or serious. So while we're here, I want to ask: like, do you believe in any conspiracy theories? Like, we could all talk about our favorite conspiracies. Like Jay, if you want to, like, we can give you like, what's your favorite conspiracy theory right now?
My favorite, I haven't really.
Your mic.
Oh, I haven't really thought about it, but me and one of my coworkers were just talking about astral projecting. You know, astral projecting.
That's a good conspiracy theory.
Well, it's more conspiracy that it's a legit thing that the government can do to spy on people and stuff.
Wow,
you know,
interesting.
You ever heard of that? You guys heard of that?
Yeah, I love it.
That's like what you do in your sleep, correct?
It could be in like sleep, or it could be in a sort of like meditative state. Apparently,
The government was trying to harness it to like use it as a weapon against the commies.
The reason I do bring this up is because if you do go on the CIA's page, the Freedom of Information Act, you can actually find stuff on this, like stuff about hemispherical synchronization, and these are legit like government documents.
This is like energy, correct?
Yeah, exactly. It has to do with like energies and stuff. So I'm like, there must be something real to that, right? I'm not a guy who goes out there and starts, blabbing this out for everybody to believe, but it's just something to think about.
I like remote viewing. You ever see, remote viewing? It's like you could imagine I sit here in this spot, and then I just focus my thought process in a particular area in a state in a country I've never been to, and I can see inside of that room. So it's like my mind is a camera, a spy camera inside of a room that I've never been to. And the CIA again has tried this. They had one successful case of spying in a Russian military base. He described what the room looked like without ever visiting, and when they rated it, he described it to like a T. But no one else has ever been able to mimic what he did.
Wow.
But so they considered it a failure because he was the only case that ever did it. So
they considered him a failure?
The whole experiment, because he did it with a ton of people, and he was the only one who did it. So like, he was probably just a lucky guess.
Yeah. Oh no! You know what that tells me? You know what that tells me? That's a reflection of everything else. It's just like you go into something, you believe in it, you're probably gonna achieve what you want. But the moment that you include people that don't understand why they're doing this and don't take it seriously, they're gonna disappoint you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like that one. So, your favorite conspiracy could be governmental. It could be your favorite pop star, like that you think it died years ago, and they're just brought back with a clone. Like you ever think about something like that?
Honestly, oh my gosh, the last 5 years or so, I honestly haven't looked into. I live under a rock. I live under a rock, and it's only because I'm studying astrology all the time. I can't think of a conspiracy theory I believe in. I would say that I actually think conspiracy theories are a great way just to get people like distracted. It's just another way to get people distracted. I think it's fun to like consider it, but sometimes when I hear what people are saying, I'm just like, I tend to like check it. I tend to challenge it because it's like, oh, well, they're saying this, this, and that, and this is what the government's doing. It's just like, I'm like, I guess, what is the conspiracy theory? Because I feel like now that I look at everything in the world, I feel like people are, what is it? They're afraid of, they don't like Trump. And then I feel like Trump has done exactly what he wanted to do, which was get people divided and fighting each other, judging each other, attacking each other with people. We can't have like conversations without getting triggered, which is fine, but like we don't know how to step back and then come back to the conversation and like put our egos down and like consider that maybe this is true, and then now we're fighting each other, and it's just like, dude, you guys are like, why are we like, we're supposed to be like, united, like we're doing exactly what they want us to do. There's more of us than there are of them.
That's right. And you may not realize it, but you just described your favorite conspiracy theory.
I did.
Yeah, you said all these conspiracy theories are distraction. That's called a psyop. And that's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's your favorite conspiracy.
Just comes from my head.
Yeah. Where that's the conspiracy that everything that is a conspiracy is a conspiracy from the government to distract you.
Exactly.
That's your favorite. We've discovered what your favorite conspiracy is.
Question everything.
What does Tupac say? Trust nothing, trust no one.
Oh,
yeah. We live by the Tupac language.
You might have been right.
Really quickly before we end, I want to ask, what do you think of flat earthers?
the belief that the earth is flat. Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, that's also a conspiracy theory. That NASA lied about the moon landing. We've never seen the earth by itself. Everything's fake. As somebody who studies planets, obviously, what do you think of people who think this one's a disc?
I would say that to each their own. To each their own. That's all I would say. But do you mind if I mention? When you asked me that question, I was like, wait, what? Because I have a friend who actually made a movie called Flat Earthers.
Really?
Yeah, and I went to the premiere. I think it was. It might have been last year or maybe this year, but yeah, I would definitely look into that one because that one's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny movie.
Flat Earthers. Mm-hmm. You ever had a client that was a flat earther who told you the planets are actually discs?
No. No. Thank God.
What would you react to if they told you, the planets are actually spinning discs?
I would say that, okay, I'm the expert here and I am going to tell you what I came here to tell you. So what questions do you have for me, sir? Because I didn't sign up for a class. I didn't ask for your opinion. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, I thought you came to hear me talk.
Exactly. Imagine, oh my gosh, I would love that if somebody would challenge me, but be willing to, because honestly, there's a lot of, I've dealt with certain people that I just like don't like that I don't listen, but it's also because I don't have to listen to you. I was like, you need my permission to care. I was like, and it's like, okay, well, you can pay for my time, and I'll gladly listen to you. But you want to go up against me so much, then show me.
Yeah, exactly. I remember once NASA released photos they were like, here's these new photos of Mars, and someone had tagged the Flat Earth Society, and they were like, look, the Mars is round, and they responded with, yeah, of course Mars is round. We can see Mars, but we can't see Earth, so the Earth is not round.
Yeah.
It's like, but their main argument is that the photos of Earth are fake. So why would they believe the Mars one is real, but not the Earth one?
Why do they care? Why do they care so much? Don't they have anything better to do? Like, doesn't your mom need something or something? I don't know.
That's what happens when questioning everything goes a little too far.
That's what happens when you're not present and you're just not listening to the world around you, and you just get stuck in your own head.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I mean, they discovered it in the 1100 that the Earth was round. They didn't use cameras.
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't use
there were some flat earthers who actually proved themselves wrong, right?
That's right.
I like
They
that.
did an experiment with like a laser.
Yeah.
Across like a long distance, and if it was flat, it'll remain at the same height. Right?
Yeah.
If it was round, it'll be higher up.
Yeah, and
it was higher.
It was higher up.
It was higher up. And they were just like stunned.
Remember
they couldn't speak.
Remember they were like, oh, maybe they were like, are you on an incline? Are you on an incline? Like, he goes, no, man, I haven't moved. Well, maybe we're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Every time I make a mistake, I'm just like, oopsies. Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. I was wrong.
They're like, no, my worldview. The worldview has been shaped, you could say.
People's perspectives are so interesting. Their mindsets is just like so interesting to me.
The perspective is very flat, you could say.
Need somebody to play this drum.
We'll have Ong go up there and just do a rim shot for us. Amy, it was great to have you on. You want to tell the audience again where they can find you?
You can find me.
Any camera.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram and also my website, CosmicReikiElements.com. My Instagram is CosmicReikiElements. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Etsy. Everything is over there. I have a link tree, so you'll just find all the information there. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's right. Jay, you want to?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram as J_TOTB. Don't forget, you can also find us, the whole channel, the podcast on there. How about Jeremiah?
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at TOTBENT. You can follow us on Instagram at TOTBENT. Most places. On YouTube, we're Top of the Bottom Entertainment, all one word. Subscribe to the video. I realize we've done this for about 50 episodes, and I never say that to subscribe.
Wow, congratulations.
So I figured it out. I should say, hey, let's
ring the bell.
You ring the bell for notifications. Don't miss another episode.
I have that issue too. I should probably mention something though.
Go ahead.
I should probably mention so my services. So if you do book with me and you go on my website or you go on Instagram and go to my booking link, which is found on Google Calendar, my services that I provide are my in-person consultations, and also my virtual consultations are discounted. I also provide content on Instagram on astrology transits, and if you have any questions for me, you can always DM me. And yeah.
Oh, you want to talk real quick about your pop-up shops that you have sometimes, or?
I post those online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want, support us. Patreon, $3 a month. If you want to catch episodes like this early and uncensored. There was no swearing in this episode, so they're not going to be an uncensored version, but it'll come out early, 2 days early. Support the show. We want to thank our sponsor, Dubby. So any purchase you make that's not a promotion, if you use the promo code TUTBENT, you get 10% off all orders.
Exactly.
And that's going to be the episode. So check out Amy. She's a good friend of mine, so I want to support her on my channel in any way that I can.
Thank you, Amy, for being here and helping us learn more about astrology. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Questions.
Yeah.
Oh, no questions ever dumb. Thank you
Oh.
for giving me the opportunity to be here. I appreciate it.
And just remember, everybody, don't be a chump.
Don't be a chump.
Don't be a chump. See you all next week.